Hi everyone, I would like to share some thoughts in helping countries to effectively reducing the number of cases per day without undergoing full lockdown. I hope you will find it useful. Disclaimer: this is just a reference and the final decision is yours. The strategy is limited to what I know about a country, whereby it can be further redefined with more discussion. There are two purposes in conducting rapid testing and lockdown. Firstly, it is to detect and recover positive tested patients in the early stage. Secondly, it is to separate positive and negative tested patients away from each other quickly. Out of the two purposes, the second purpose, which is to separate the positive and negative tested patients separately, is the most important in reducing the number of cases per day. Why? Because this is to reduce the number of people that may get infected. At the current stage, prevention is the best method to heal more people. Second point which I would like to share is about self-isolation. In my point of view, isolation can be divided into three categories, which is isolation within the house, isolation within the cities, and isolation within the states. Isolation may not always have to be within the house. In my point of view, isolation within the house is only needed when the particular cities are too heavily affected and rapid testing procedures are currently taking place. In most of the time, isolation can be done within the cities. What does it mean by isolation within the cities? What I meant was, citizens are allowed to move freely outside their house under safety guidelines, but they are not allowed to move out of their cities or their states. That is what I meant by isolation within the cities or isolation within the states. This is equally applicable to lockdown. Lockdown may not necessarily to be done within the whole country. It can be done within cities by cities, which is when the rapid testing is introduced within that cities. For further information, I will later elaborate it shortly. So for now, let's begin. Lockdown and rapid testing is similar to filtration process. We do rapid testing so that we can identify who is the positive patient. Hence, quickly we can send them to hospital or isolate the positive tested patient, preventing them from further infecting others. Sometimes, the efficiency of the disease recovery is not just about testing capacity per day. It is also about how systematic is the filtration process. A systematic testing process will lead to a clear-cut division between a positive and a negative tested patient. Hence, they are not mixing up with one and another. Yes, we may not have large enough rapid testing capacity for the whole country every day. But what if the testing capacity is targeted to a specific cities, not even states, just cities? I'm sure that the rapid testing capacity on people within the city will not be an issue. And yeah, by the way, country experts need to have a target. They need to define a definition for rapid testing. How many percentage of people that have to be tested within the cities per day that is considered as rapid testing? What is the number of cases where the cities have to drop to that is considered as a safe level? What is the number of cases per day where the country have to experience that is considered as a safe level? These targets are very important. It is to ensure that everyone knows that we are actually moving towards the right direction. It is to let everyone know that how much more improvements we have to make in order to achieve these targets. Okay, now let us start with an analogy to understand the strategy behind this coronavirus recovery plan. Imagine, this is a large bucket of water that contains bacteria that will continue to multiply. Now, We have these filter spoons that's able to filter out these bacteria. Our goal is to filter this large bucket of water to make it clean enough for customer consumptions, where the clean water is representing the economy. Why? Once the water is clean, the chef is now ready to cook meal with the clean water. Hence, clean water in this case is representing economy. However, now we only have 10 filter spoons available. This is our maximum filter capacity per day. Okay, so now we will try to scoop out this bacteria using these 10 filters continuously. So, does it help? Yes, I'm sure that it helps to slow down the growth rate. But it may take too long to see a significant results. And we will always wonder when will the waters be ready to drink. Which the feeling is very similar to full lockdown. In short, this method is often demotivating and inefficient. But what if, instead of scooping the bacteria continuously from the big bucket of water, we divide the bucket of water into multiple small glasses and then filter it from these small glasses one at a time instead? I'm sure that the filtering time within the glass will be much faster and the results will be significant and noticeable. Once these glasses of water are filtered, these small glasses of water will be ready for consumption at any time. With this strategy, the result is clear and noticeable. So now let us relate it back to coronavirus scenario. Disclaimer: I may use any country for this example, while United States is just an example which I will be utilizing in this video. Instead of doing testing to the whole country at once, we will first focus on the cities that have the most severe cases. These will be the cities that will first undergo rapid testing, while we will allow the less severe states to operate with a safety measure. The less severe states that I meant will eventually also undergo lockdown once their turn of doing rapid testing arrives. So personally, I'm not a geography guy, so I may mix up the cities and states of the country, so please bear with me. Among these states, I will pick New York as an example. Within New York, Queens, Suffolk, Bronx, and Richmond, and Rockland are some of the most severe affected area, which we will know it as red zone. Hence, these red zone cities are some of the first cities that will undergo rapid testing with 2 weeks of house isolation for observation. Once everyone in the cities are tested, patients who are tested positive will be taken to hospital, while the people who may be infected or may be contacted will be isolated to an observation area. These cities will undergo 2 weeks observation period, while the testing will move on to the next cities. For cities that are less severely affected and that have not been tested are known as orange zone cities. Before these cities undergoing rapid testing, the citizens are allowed to move around or even operate some of their business with protective rules and regulations. For example, masks, protective measures such as social distancing, no large group gathering, etc. will still need to be followed. These people is allowed to move within the orange zone cities, but they are not allowed to enter the red zone and the green zone. This strategy is especially important for some countries whereby the number of cases per day is too huge, whereby imposing lockdown for the whole country may be too inefficient. Not to say the efficiency worsens when the lockdown rules and regulation is not strict enough. With this strategy, there are some advantages, which is such as shown in the video. So again, this is just an idea, and the final decisions is up to you. The strategy is limited to what I know about a country, and it can be further redefined with more discussions within your group of professionals. If you are interested to know more, I am more than happy to lend a helping hand. Together, we can bring an end to this coronavirus pandemic. Thank you very much for watching. If you find it useful, I hope that you can share this video with your friends. I hope the information can reach the professionals so that they can use it as their references in dealing with this pandemic.